8月4日、カブスとの3連戦を前に、電撃移籍のスクーバルは、大谷らと挨拶も済ませ、明日の先発が予定される中、会見を行いました。そして、頼りになるベテラン捕手のロートベットが戻ってきます。ロバーツ監督が詳細を語りました。合わせて訳しましたのでご覧ください。
Well, first and foremost, congratulations and welcome to the Dodgers. When you think about just what the last 24 to 48 hours, finding out that you were going to be traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers, what was just your reaction, and what does it mean to you just to be a part of this organization now?
Yeah, I mean, initial reaction, there's a lot of emotion, right? I spent 8 years with the Detroit Tigers, and that space, that place will always be special to me no matter what. But in the same breath, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to compete with these guys, and when you watch them from across the way or just see them, do their thing on TV, you just have a lot of respect because they play the game the right way. And, the entire focus of this organization is on winning championships, and that's my entire focus of playing baseball. So we're very much aligned, and, I'm ready to go out there and compete and give this organization and city everything that I've got.
Terry, when you had a feeling that a trade could be possible with the Tigers, did you and Scott ever have any discussions about where preferred destination would be, and this being number one?
There's so many Scotts. Scott Harris? Yeah, my agent Scott Boris. It's like, and then the travel guy here is Scott too. I'm like, okay. Scott Harris, no. We didn't have any conversations of anything of that sort. I really don't try to get into the business, side of things. Whatever, he makes all those decisions.
I know there was a lot of talk about you possibly being traded, but when it finally happened, were you surprised?
I don't know if surprised would be the right word I would use. It became pretty clear what was going on. Later on after my start on Wednesday, losing that game kind of felt like that was kind of it, for me in Detroit. And yeah, so not surprised, but it didn't make the news any easier, because I love a lot of those guys there, and I got a lot of respect for everything that they do and how they go about their business. And those guys are, they're not just my teammates. A lot of those guys are like my best friends on and off the field. So, I wish those guys nothing but the best, and I'll be rooting for them unless we're playing them.
What was it like coming into the dugout in the middle of the game yesterday and just introducing yourself to new teammates?
Yeah, I feel like I met a lot of people yesterday, and just to be able to, say hi to everybody and the excitement and the energy that those guys have was awesome. And obviously seeing Dave and getting that reaction was pretty cool too. We've talked through all-star games and stuff like that, but that's kind of limited interactions. But I've always had a ton of respect for this organization and how they go about their business, and obviously winning World Series, the last 2 years, and watching that stuff on TV has kind of fueled me, and those are the aspirations I want as a player, to be on top and win the last game of the season, and I'm looking forward to trying and doing all those things this year.
Well, Dave, yesterday, I know with Dalton Rushing being scratched, you had mentioned he was just dealing with a little soreness in his arm. For him not to be in the lineup today, how is he doing?
So he didn't make the trip here, so we're going to put him on the IL. Really don't know the incident, even to this day. Got scans, and it was an elbow strain, mild. So obviously we've got Chucky Robinson here. He'll be here, for the short term. And we traded for Rourke Ben, who we had last year. And the plan is for Ben to be here tomorrow.
Does he have a ligament tear in his elbow?
No. It's not a tear. It's a strain or a sprain or something like that.
And what's the extent of that? How long does that keep a catcher out?
Yeah, you assume that he is a quick healer. There was no one incident. So Dalton said that he's had bouts of this in the past. So I guess it's a good thing that he's kind of dealt with it, but I don't think anyone knows, how long it's going to be. But I still don't feel that it'll be that long term.
How do you manage
UCL? Is it the UCL or something else in there?
I just heard it was elbow, so I don't know specifically. Yeah.
You mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, they'll be active tomorrow.
With Ben,
Did you only feel it throwing, or did you feel it swinging too?
And that was the part of the throwing. Yeah.
Ben coming, do you see him stepping in as your primary catcher, or do you want Eliezer to get some more run? How do you just see this really kind of playing out until whether it's Will Smith is ready or until Dalton is ready?
Yeah, I think given, you know, what Ben did for us last year, us knowing him knowing a lot of our guys, being more of a guy that's been around for a while, I could see him taking the lion's share, you know, for the foreseeable future.
This is something you guys expect Dalton to be back from?
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah, I do. We do.
Just announced that you acquired Chris Bubich. You know what his timeline for a recovery is, or like what your guys' plan is for him?
I don't. I just heard that too, and I haven't talked to the guys about it. I know he's on the 60-day. I just don't know what that even means. I really don't.
What do you think of some of the depth moves that have been made today ahead of the deadline for you guys?
Yeah, what else do we do? I honestly, like, I'm dealing with some players that we have here. You know, obviously with the catching, I think that certainly is helpful. The Bubich, you know, whenever he comes back, always liked him from the other side. Not sure what other depth, what other...
Hunter Fiducia's back.
We got Fiducia back, so I think that's kind of, you know, protecting, you know, the downside with the catching, and we've always liked Fetty, so obviously with the catching, losing Rush and not having Will back, kind of just making sure that we're, you know, covered is important.